Psalm 27 in verses 12 and 13 will be the thought that I want to transfer to you or pass over to you for this particular morning meditation. Psalm 27:13, David speaking. He said in verse 13, I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Then he boldly goes on to say in this particular psalm, wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thy heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Now, if we go back to Psalm 27:13, the psalmist, David, through his many, valley experiences, he suffered attacks from his mentors, suffered attacks from his own offspring. So, it's not hard to understand that David had a day where he would have fainted. He said, I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. So in the midst of all of his downturns, in the midst of all of his valleys, in the midst of all of his pits of depression, and in the midst of his descent into melancholy thoughts, he said he was bolstered by he believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. So David had an expectation. And then he says, wait on the Lord and be of good courage. He said, or be of good courage. That word courage literally means strength. And he shall, or it means strength. That word courage means strength or boldness. And he shall strengthen thy heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. If I'll give a title to this particular meditation, it would be waiting on God. The benefits of waiting on God. The psalmist here in 27 and 14, he says, wait on the Lord. That's my word to you, my brother. That's my word to you, my sister. God can settle the score better than anyone. Scriptures declare, fret not thyself because of evildoers, for they shall soon be cut down. Let God fight your battles. The battle is not yours, it's the Lord's. No one can settle a score like God can settle the score. It may seem like your enemies are piling and even mushrooming, at a breakneck pace. But God is going to be the person that establishes you. God's going to put you into the proper place. God's going to fight your battles. He's going to settle your score. Psalmist says, wait on the Lord and be of good courage. And if you stay in the fight, and he said, he shall strengthen thy heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. I'm speaking to that brother, or maybe you're that sister out there that's on the verge of fainting. You had believed so long to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living, and all you see is things that are not as rosy. You see so many battles you have to fight. Don't faint. Scriptures declare in Galatians 6, verse 9, verse 7, Galatians 6, verse 7, be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth unto the flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, and he that soweth to the Spirit shall reap life everlasting. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. You can't faint. The reason why you're not reaping because you're fainting over and over again. David said he would have fainted had not he believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. You got to keep your expectation. You got to have faith in dark places, faith in gloomy hours, faith in dour situations. That's the faith that'll keep you from fainting. And you keep waiting on God. God's going to fight your battles. God's going to settle your score. God's going to help climb you through level after level where you've been fought all of your life. God's going to bring you out victorious Because he said at the beginning of this particular psalm, in Psalm 27:1, he said, "The Lord is my light and my salvation." That word salvation means deliverance. That you're not, and we as believers, we shouldn't count on our resource to fight battles. God is our deliverance. God is the one that's going to bring us out on the battlefield of life. God is our secret weapon. God's going to bring us into a large place. He said, "Enlarge the place of your tent." God is going to, he can do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think. It's not time to faint. There's a benefit of waiting on God. Whom shall I fear? The psalmist said in Psalm 27:1. Don't worry about the bill collector. Don't worry about the corporate entity that's fighting you. Don't worry about anything. We compare our small selves to our big opponent, when we should compare our small opponent to our big, big, big God. Psalm 27, I'll read two more verses and then I'm through with this particular morning meditation. The Lord is the strength of my life. Make sure that God's behind everything that you do, that God is the one that empowers you. It's in him that we live and move and have our being. It said, "Of whom shall I be afraid?" We are binding fear. Stop being so lazy. Fear brings torment, so says the scriptures. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. Said, "When the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell." God can set traps for those that are setting traps for you. They thought they had you, but he delivered you out of the snare of the fowler. God can bring you out. I don't care how bad that situation look. I don't care about those who've been having meetings before the meetings that you're called into. God can be, he said, "The Lord is my salvation." He's your deliverance. God can deliver you out of that thing that you're in. He can deliver you even before you enter into their traps. There's a benefit. Wait on the Lord and be of good courage, and he shall. That word shall is an old English word. It has now been replaced in our common vernacular by the word will. Wait on the Lord, and he will strengthen thy heart. There's a benefit in waiting on God. God bless you. It's my morning meditation. Have a powerful day.